Ludum Dare 47. It's my favorite game jam of all time. I've only participated once with a strategy game, which it didn't turn out very well, but this time I'm gonna explore liminal spaces and non-Euclidean geometry. So yeah, I just woke up. I'm gonna try my best to make a game for this Ludum Dare game jam. I'm gonna be using Unity and I'm gonna make a first-person exploration slash horror game. It's not gonna be exactly horror, but I have some really cool ideas that I want to explore in this game jam. And I'll shoot again when the day is over and we'll see what we've done. So until then, let's get into it. I started building a scene in Unity with a first-person controller and a pickup item system. Very simple code, just some ray tracing to find the item we're looking at. Okay, so I am pretty much halfway throughout the development of the game I'm working on. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to make any non-Euclidean geometry at this point, but I have made use of some interesting liminal spaces. I have created two zones. One is a bedroom and one is a hospital. And I'm gonna create one more room, at least one more room, which is gonna be a sci-fi room in which you wake up like the guy who woke up in the Matrix. Meanwhile, I have to figure out some fun things so you can do around, such as escaping, because that's one thing that I think I could do with my game. Make it like an escape room. And yeah, I really think that will work. Hopefully. If I can find puzzles that are good enough, I think this is gonna turn out to be pretty damn fun. At least to make, it's pretty damn fun to make. Let's hope it's also gonna be fun to play. Alright, so the second day of Ludum Dare. I really had a lot of trouble figuring out how to make this interesting. So I figured I was just gonna put some messages on random objects, which are eventually going to lead you to finding a key. I'm not sure if that makes a lot of sense. It doesn't really work that well, but I'm gonna try to fix it. I'm gonna see if I can finish this by the end of Ludum Dare. Alright, so it's the end of day 2 of Ludum Dare and I have kind of made something that is related to the theme. Now, spoiler alert, if you wanna play my game, I'm just gonna spoil everything here. Now let's take a look at how the game looks. So it's some kind of exploration game, right? In which you play as this guy called Matthew and you're trying to understand what happened to your sister. Now everything is deliberately vague. When the story is so vague, people make up their own interpretation of the story and they think, hey, you actually made something super subliminal and super in-depth about that story, but yeah, it's actually the other way around. It's actually the player that's gonna make up something really strange. Well, anyway, one thing is clear, your sister died and you're trying to figure out what happened. So basically you're in this space of mind. Everything that's happening here, it's happening inside your mind. And hovering over objects, you're gonna see various messages. And the point of the game is to find out what happened and get on with it, like move on with your life. The story of the game is that a certain negative event happened and you're trying to get over it somehow. Now, it's not clear if this is all your imagination, if you're under some kind of hypnosis, if it's aliens. You know, it could be aliens, it could always be aliens, so yeah, it's not exactly clear what's going on. What is going on is that, well, you're supposed to find the key first, and you're gonna see all sorts of clues leading you to a key, which you're gonna use to open this word draw block. And eventually you're gonna find out this mirror, and it's gonna tell you that a key to beauty is good lighting. And if you look around, you're actually gonna see the key here. Now I'm gonna upload this today, and the game should probably be playable by tomorrow. This is gonna be a late upload. Her journal, it's not mine, I cannot read it, so the game emphasizes that this person, Matthew, the person you're playing as, cannot really get over that whatever is happening. And also, by the way, this door opens magically. Where are you going now, Matthew? And suddenly you wake up inside a hospital where supposedly your sister was. Now, the game loop here, it's kind of strange, because this door is directly openable, and I know it's kind of a cheat, because the player might think that this is what you're supposed to do, but this is not actually what you're supposed to do. Now what you're actually supposed to do is you're gonna have to return there, and this is where the loop part of the game comes in. And now that you're back here, the message is you're gonna see like the thoughts coming to your mind when hovering over various objects have changed. Apparently you dropped the journal somewhere. You see, right, it's not here anymore. Wait, here? Yeah. And actually, you dropped it back in the hospital. Oh, by the way, ignore the play message and ignore the 80,000 instances of 80,000 warnings of instances of audio listeners. Actually, the journal is right here. And yeah, sure, you can explore. You can see various things around here. Like there was supposed to be a couple. Oh, by the way, this door is gone. I used a trick. When you're looking at the journal, this happens, and another door opens up, and suddenly you're inside a strange place, which is mostly something inside your mind. Now, the ending doesn't really work yet, but there's not really much ending, it's just a message. So I'm gonna upload the game tomorrow, probably on Monday, and you're gonna be able to play it probably on itch.io. Oops. Oh yeah, you fall in back in the room basically. I know this game, it's kind of stupid, there's not really a gameplay loop, but I do think it's kind of atmospheric, and you can actually get a sense of what's going on and kind of immerse yourself into this. As for implementation, that was super easy. Like, this was the least amount of code I've ever done in a game. If I'm to bring the Visual Studio here real quick, I just made a couple scripts, and this is not even a script, this is just a text holder which I put on certain objects, and if those objects are marked as interactables, that's what I call them, you're gonna see the message. I use a simple Unity raycast, which means you draw, the game engine draws a line from your camera forward, and whatever that line hits, that's gonna be like whatever the line hits, a script is going to do something to that object that hit by the line, and in this case it's gonna display a message on the screen. It's gonna turn on the message, and if it hits nothing, it's gonna disable the message on the screen. And that's basically it. And also there's another raycast. It's exactly the same, it's copy paste code, but this is when you click on something, and if it has the tag removable, it's gonna be removed and play some sounds and turn on some variables, and that's literally it. There's also a teleporter script, super simple. I attach this to an object, and that object, when you collide with it, it's gonna that object, when you interact with it, it's gonna teleport the player to a different location that I give by this variable here, teleport location. This appears in the Unity game engine. If you look for teleport, if you look for teleporter, you're gonna see that this is this. Come on, wait. There you go. It's an invisible wall. It's an invisible wall. This teleport location actually refers to a different object, which is a spawn point here. So when you touch that invisible wall, it's just gonna be teleported here, and that's literally it. I use some assets that I found. Excuse me. I use some assets that I found on Unity Asset Store. I also believe I used some things from Open Game Art. I should have to document that somewhere. I also recorded some of my own sounds. I couldn't find something. There was the databases online that they are huge, and I couldn't find something good. Man, the sound databases online, they're so bad, man. I just had to make my own. Well, mine are pretty bad, but at least I know what they are and I could find them. So that's basically it. I'm gonna put a link for download somewhere in the description. I really enjoyed this game jam. It was quite fun, and I have a lot of thanks to give to my friend Octave, who really helped me with a lot of ideas and kept me motivated to continue this project called My Sister. And by any chance, I do not have a sister. This story is completely fictional. It's not inspired from a real story. It's just something my mind came up with at this point in time, because I wanted to make something atmospheric, something emotional, and this is what I came up. I don't know, maybe it's bad, but at least I had fun doing it. So I also hope some people are gonna have fun playing this and maybe investigating the code, how I made it. Who knows? It's 2 AM. Oh no, it's actually 3 AM. I finally managed to upload the game to itch.io. I made a blog post on the Ludum Dare website, and I am tired as hell. This was a really fun game jam, and I hope I'm gonna have some time to review other games in this game jam. But until next time, have a nice development journey.